Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to Dragalia Lost. Today I'm going to review our newest 5-star character, Ieyasu. He's our second 5-star exclusive dark character right next to Nefaria. Every other element has at least 3 5-star characters. Dark is just now getting their second one. They still need some more love, but hey, at least Ieyasu is a pretty darn cool character. Let's begin the review with his stats. When he's all maxed out, he has 739 HP and 521 strength. His HP is above average, nothing too special. However, his strength is just incredible. He has the highest strength in the game, one above Makoto. We all know how much of a powerhouse Makoto is. He was the highest damage dealer in the game. I actually think Ieyasu might be the highest damage dealer right now. He's the best dark character in the game, that's for sure. One of the big reasons why Dark Blade characters will always be considered top damage dealers is because of their 5-star elemental weapon called Blackwing. Blackwing has the highest strength among all elemental weapons, and it has a really good damage skill. It deals 5 hits of 213% shadow damage to enemies directly ahead. This weapon is actually one of the reasons why 3-star Taro was considered a top damage dealer. With Blackwing equipped, Taro ended up having 3 great damage skills. So yeah, basically in a nutshell, Dark Blade characters are very good DPSers. Alright, so now let's get into his skills. His first skill is Sakura Flurry. It deals 8 hits of shadow damage and inflicts bleeding for 30 seconds. It's a very long animation, so Ieyasu gets iframes for quite a while, which is a double-edged sword. Some monsters do multiple strings of iframeable attacks and some of them don't. Sometimes monsters will put a red move out, then use a purple move right afterwards, which are not iframeable, so that's why the long animation is a double-edged sword. Also, the longer the animation means the longer it takes for your character to go back to attacking and building up his skill meter, so there's that as well. Anyways, Sakura Flurry at level 3 only costs 2,467 SP, which is pretty low. That's really good, especially because it inflicts bleed. Bleeding is a new quote-unquote status in this game. Think of it kind of like poison, except that it deals more damage with increased stacks, and it stacks up to 3 times. So because Sakura Flurry costs relatively low in SP, it means that you can easily build the SP and spam it to get your 3 bleeding stacks. Do note that bleed doesn't interfere with other status ailments. You could very well inflict poison and bleed on the same monster at the same time. Don't underestimate his bleed. I tested it out on Jupiter, and the first bleed stack deals about somewhere between 500 to 700 damage every tick. The second stack deals about 1600 to 1700, while the third stack was hitting around 2500 to 3000 plus, which is insane. Bleed deals very good damage, and it seems like you can inflict bleed on most monsters, if not all of them. I tested it out on High Brunhilde and High Midgard, and they both were able to get inflicted by bleed, so that's pretty cool. Second skill is Blade Formation. It costs 7,913 SP, which is pretty high, but not surprising because it's a really good skill. When activated, for 15 seconds, Ieyasu will gradually recover health with 35% recovery potency every 2.9 seconds. In addition, his critical rate against bleeding enemies is increased by 15%. This obviously has great synergy with Sakura Flurry. You bleed the enemy with Sakura Flurry, and then during Blade Formation, he'll gain increased critical rate with his attacks. Then, the health regen part of the effect has great synergy with one of his abilities, which I'll go over right now. His first ability is 10% critical rate when HP is 70% or above. This is what I was talking about. Blade Formation will grant him regen so he can stay healthy enough to activate this critical rate ability. So when he is above 70% HP and attacking a monster inflicted with bleed, he'll have a base critical rate value of 25%. That's basically a critical hit once every 4 attacks. If you check out his third ability, Critical Damage, he does 20% more damage with critical attacks, which is amazing. He is the only character, or actually, he's the only anything that has critical damage plus 20%. There's not even a Wormprint that grants 20% crit damage. And last but not least, he has Paralysis Resistance 100%. He'll most likely and very well probably will be the best DPS character for High Jupiter whenever he gets released. Overall, he's an incredible character to summon after. He has great stats, amazing skills of synergy, and he's a dark type, so he doesn't have any disadvantages against any element. I would say he's hands down one of, if not the best character in the game. I would definitely recommend summoning for him. Before I end things, let's quickly discuss the top 3 dragons and Wormprints for him. The best dragon for him right now is the new Dark Dragon, Merishiden, which has amazing synergy with Ieyasu. She is the only dark dragon that grants 40 or 60% strength, which is the highest so far. So with her equipped, Ieyasu is just going to have even more ridiculous strength. But that's not the only thing that's great about pairing Marishina with him. She has a skill that deals shadow damage and inflicts bleeding. That's going to help Ieyasu easily get bleeding stacks on his foes and allow him to get that 10% critical rate with blade formation. If you don't get her, that's okay. Nidhogg or Juggernaut will be fine as well. Nidhogg gives him a nice balance between HP and strength. Recovery potency actually scales more off of high health more so than strength, so with Nidhogg equipped, blade formation's regen effect will heal for more. Juggernaut is pretty self-explanatory, he's just a decent 4-star strength dragon. As for Wyrmprints, there's the new Wyrmprint from this banner called Heralds of Hinamoto. It has skill damage and skill haste, which are a great combination of skills to have on a single Wyrmprint. Skill haste increases his skill gauge fill rate so he can activate his skills more often. Then skill damage obviously increases his skill 1 and weapon skills damage. Second good Wyrmprint is Resounding Rendition. This skill has skill damage 20 to 25%, which is the same as the previous print. However, the second skill is increased critical rate by 5 to 6% if health is above 70%. His whole kit is about activating skills for damage and dealing critical attacks, so this print just makes a lot of sense. The third Wyrmprint is probably his best one. It's Levin's Champion. It grants 8% crit rate when HP is above 70%, which is 2% higher than the previous print. This print also increases crit damage by 13%. So altogether, Ieyasu can potentially have 33% crit rate with 33% increased crit damage, which is just insane. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know what you guys think about Ieyasu in the comments below. Also, let me know who you got from your summons. I always enjoy those comments. And as always, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.